Welcome to Studio D on the campus of the University of Oklahoma. This is Sooner Sports Pad. Now, here's your host, Ashley Davis.
Welcome to Sooner Sports Pad. I'm Ashley Davis alongside my favorite co-host, Hughey and Mason Prince. We've also got our enthusiastic and very excited live studio audience here today. Guys, tell us who's in here.
We have the diverse international student group here in the audience, very loud.
Awesome.
I'm so excited, I can't handle it right now.
All right, we've also got the Sports Management Club, and we're also going to hear from soccer superstars Laura Rayfield and Shiloh Price later on in the show.
And later on, Mason and I are going to debate who's going to be the breakout player of the game against Kansas State this weekend.
And coming up later, we'll talk about Buddy Hield and how he's preparing for his last season in Crimson and Cream.
But OU suffered their first loss of the season this weekend in the Red River rivalry in Dallas. The Sooners trailed the Horns the entire game and could not close the gap in the second half. Texas came out strong with a pair of first quarter touchdowns. The Texas star on Saturday was Gerard Hurd, but Marcus Johnson did most of the work on this 24-yard touchdown. Late in the third quarter, the Sooners started picking up momentum. Baker threw this 2-yard touchdown pass to sophomore Demetri Flowers for OU's first touchdown of the game and Flowers' first career touchdown as a Sooner. Texas responded early in the fourth with a third touchdown. The Sooners were able to get one more to the end zone by the end of the game, but it wasn't enough. The Longhorns topped the Sooners 24-17, the final. Texas definitely brought the heat this weekend, but the Sooners really couldn't seem to get the ball rolling. Which area do you think needs the most improvement for the Sooners going into this weekend's matchup against Kansas State?
Well, the offensive line had a tough day on Saturday against the Texas Longhorns front seven. They just really couldn't stop them. 6 sacks allowed on the day, and even it felt like more. However, I mean, in the run game didn't go very well either. 117 yards on the ground, not very good. This week they're going up against a Kansas State team that is physical in all phases of the game. The Wildcats are first in the Big 12 in rushing defense, so the Sooners need to be ready for a dogfight in Manhattan on Saturday.
Well, OU really struggled with stopping the run this weekend and couldn't quite force Texas to start throwing the ball, which the Longhorns took to their advantage. UT ended up with 313 yards rushing and only 55 passing. Our defense line basically invited Texas to run the ball, and on top of that, we weren't adjusting to their calls or playing nearly as physical as Texas. OU must regroup and work on all this before stepping on the field this Saturday against K-State, who's ready for a big win after 2 close calls against OSU, then TCU this weekend.
All right, guys, tough loss this weekend for our Sooners, but who was your MVP from Saturday's game?
What a day for the true freshman kicker, Austin Cyber, both in punting and place kicking. He was 1 for 1 on the day with field goals, but I was really impressed with his punting. 4 of his 7 punts were down inside the 20-yard line, and none of his punts allowed any return yardage. And how about this? His 21-yard field goal against Texas, Cyber is now the only kicker in OU history to hit his first 8 field goal attempts.
Wow!
So a great start to his career.
Well, I'm going with my second defensive MVP pick as last week with linebacker Eric Stryker.
Yeah,
he ended up with 2 sacks, which brought his career high to 20 total. He's now tied for 9th in program history for any position. He also recorded multiple sacks in back-to-back games, and that's the 4th time he's pulled that off.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Great game for him.
All right, guys, well, earlier today, Haley caught up with center Ty Darlington and asked him how the team's going to rebound for this weekend's matchup against the Wildcats.
Just working on us, you know. It's not even as much about the opponent. It's about us getting better and being, especially up front, being more physical, playing tougher, playing smarter in some areas. Yeah, it's got to really be, the focus has got to be inward on what we're going to do to just reach our potential. Because if we play to our potential, I don't think there's anybody that can beat us. But we haven't done that so far, and especially up front, that we haven't done what we need to do to be the offensive line that we can be.
What are you personally doing this week to prepare?
I mean, obviously the same. I mean, you approach every game the same, at least in the consistency of preparation. I'm putting the same hours in as far as getting ready for Kansas State and studying their scheme and everything, and obviously putting a lot of time in the training room, in the weight room, and on the practice field, and it's got to be on me and on Neela to sort of really take control of the mentality and sort of set the tone for this group going forward and how we're going to improve.
So you guys have won the Big 12 with one loss. Do you guys think that's still a possibility?
Oh, absolutely. As much as disappointing as it is, as gut-wrenching and sickening as how we played is, all of our goals are still out in front of us. And we've said this whole year that we're going to have a singular focus, but that we weren't going to talk about the Big 12 or the national championship. That we were going to talk about the next game. And as much as that means don't look into the future, it also says don't look back into the past. And going forward now, yeah, we've got to use that as fuel to propel us forward, but we can't let Texas, the way we played that game, affect the way that we play games going forward.
All right, guys. Well, the Sooners definitely had some highlights this weekend. Give us a breakdown of what the Sooners did well against the Horns.
It was a rough day for the Sooners on offense, but there were some standout players, like Baker Mayfield. He went 20 for 28, 211 yards, and 1 touchdown. And with that 1 touchdown pass, he now has 14 touchdowns on the season and only 3 interceptions, so a great day for him. Sterling Shepard had a good day as well with 95 yards, including this 50-yard catch, moving him into 4th place for receiving yards in an OU career. And then how about fullback Dimitri Flowers, his first career touchdown on Saturday, so congrats to him.
While we only let Texas score 24 points and held them in the 4th, which normally would work, this weekend it just didn't cut it. There were some unfortunate missed tackles that ended up really hurting us, like in the first quarter when Texas ran for the first touchdown. Marcus Johnson avoided and broke 4 different tackle attempts. We also missed chances for a turnover when Texas fumbled the ball in our end zone, but Stephen Parker couldn't come up with a recovery. The opportunities were there for the defense with turnovers. Hopefully they'll be able to capitalize better against Kansas State Saturday.
Let's go ahead and talk some soccer. Last week, the OU soccer team had some pretty big games and some pretty good performances as well. I said last week the game against number 4 West Virginia was going to be a big one, and it was. The Sooners tied the number 4 West Virginia Mountaineers 0-0 thanks to 16 saves from goalkeeper Cassie State. She was huge in this game. Then on Sunday in Lawrence, the Jayhawks unfortunately beat our Sooners 1-0 thanks to a late goal by Kansas. But a big game on the road for the Sooners this week as they travel to Waco on Friday to take on the Baylor Bears.
Well, football wasn't the only team to lose to Texas this weekend. Volleyball ended up with an unfortunate loss of 3-1. The Sooners came out strong winning the first set, and then Texas responded, finishing out the final 3. However, junior outside hitter Kimmy Gardner notched her team-leading 8th double-double of the season. And the OU returns back to Norman. Yeah, it's great. OU returns back to Norman on Friday to take on Kansas State at 6 p.m., where they hopefully will get that win.
They will. They'll get the win.
I think they will. I'm confident.
Get the win.
All right, thanks, guys. Well, don't go anywhere because coming up next, we've got Face Off. Mason and Haley will debate which Sooner is going to get us back on track against K-State.
I'm winning this week.
We're back right after this.
I'm going to win, Ash.
Welcome back to Sooner Sports Fun. It's time for Face Off, where Mason and Haley battle out for this week's Face Off fan favorite. We've got an audience question coming from Austin later on in the show, but on to question 1, guys. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yeah, we're ready. Let's go.
All right.
We're ready.
OU had a tough weekend against rival Texas, but a lot of top teams had some nail-biter matchups.
It's true.
Aside from OU, which top 10 team looked the most vulnerable?
Michigan State is just not that consistent. A narrow win against Rutgers on Saturday, a week after almost losing to Purdue. Their defense is just pretty good as it always is, but that offense just continues to struggle. This week, they play the new and improved Michigan Wolverines, and Jim Harbaugh has the boys in Maize and Blue playing some great football right now, Haley.
Cheater. Well, TCU showed how vulnerable they really were against Kansas State. Although the Horned Frogs started the game with an 86-yard touchdown, Kansas State responded powerfully. The Wildcats racked up 5 touchdowns in the first half alone, and TCU trailed with 35-17 at the half. However, Gary Patterson rallied the team up during the break, and TCU came out guns blazing and sealed the win, unfortunately, with 1:10 remaining.
You want to vote for me?
I'm not voting for you.
Okay, she don't want to vote for me. Next question.
All right, guys. Well, the Sooners have a lot of room for improvement, but who do you think is going to be the breakout player bringing the Sooners back this weekend against Kansas State?
Zach Sanchez is primed for a breakout performance. In big games, who do you rely on? Big-time players, and Zach Sanchez is one of those big-time players. Only 1 interception so far on the season, but I think that's about to change. I think he's primed for a good performance. Kansas State doesn't throw the ball a whole lot, but, you know, all he needs is one throw his way to make a big play. He's an electrifying player. Zach Sanchez is about to go off.
Well, Sterling Shepard will definitely be the saving grace against Kansas State. We've seen Sterling in games like Tennessee this year where he knew he had to step up in the clutch to help the Sooners out. And this past weekend, he had that 50-yard reception, which sealed the first or helped set the first touchdown for the Sooners. And he finished his game with a game-high 95 yards receiving. Sterling really is a true leader on this team, and I think he'll set a positive note for Saturday.
All right, guys, I've got your third question coming from Austin. Sooner Nation is already getting pumped up about basketball season with senior Buddy Hield named Big 12 Preseason Player of the Year. But after Buddy,
who do you guys think will be the leading scorer for the Sooners this year?
That's a great question, Austin. Ryan Spangler is very important to this team's success. Spangler ranked second in the Big 12 last year in rebounds, and he shoots 58% from the field. And also 30% from behind the arc, a big man who can shoot as well. He had 7 double-doubles last season. This team needs Ryan Spangler to score buckets, and he's going to do it.
Well, I think Isaiah Cousins is going to be Buddy's wingman this season. Cousins is currently ranked 5th at OU in career three-point field goal percentage and is 12th in the conference, scoring last season. To add that, he also scored double digits in 22 games last season, and 3 of those games were over 20 points. Isaiah and Buddy work well together. They have really great chemistry on the court, and I think Isaiah is definitely going to be the best number 2 scorer
Ryan Spangler, guys.
Mark my words.
all right, audience, it's time for you to choose your face-off fan and winner of the week. Yell loud and proud and hold up the face for your winner. Was it Mason?
No. Y'all really
That was pretty good. Was it Haley?
Why?
Mace, you tried so hard.
I really think it's because of the red hair. I really think that's why.
Haley's our winner this week,
our winner.
everybody.
Yeah,
Congratulations, Haley.
Again. All right.
Don't go anywhere because coming up next, we're talking with Laura and Shiloh about this weekend's matchup against Baylor. You won't want to miss it. We'll be back right after this.
Hi guys, I'm here with former OU football player Brandon Kitchens. Brandon's here enjoying the game. He's our fan of the game. Brandon, how do you like it so far?
Well, I wish we would play a little better. I think Texas is tired of hearing that they suck, so.
How much do you hate Texas?
I hate them more than life itself.
More than life itself. Do you miss being on the sidelines?
I really do. I miss the camaraderie and being down there with my brothers and stuff, so it's different. It really is.
All right, let's hope for a better second half. Brandon Kitchens, he's our fan of the game.
Special thanks to our cornerstone television partners, Chesapeake Energy, Riverwind Resort, Anheuser-Busch, OU Outreach, OU Alumni Association, OU Medicine, and the OU President's Associates.
Welcome back to Sooner Sports Pad. Buddy Hield decided to return for his senior season playing for OU. He was also named Big 12 Preseason Player of the Year last week. Sooner Sports Pad Lindy Simpson sits down with him as he opens up about his decision to return to Norman.
I've been praying every night and stressing out, but I decided to I'd come back to Oklahoma.
They were the words that Sooners Hoops fans were hoping to hear. After weeks of contemplating last spring, Big 12 Player of the Year, Buddy Hield announced he was returning for his senior season.
I want to be a standard pick where we guaranteed a first-round pick. And I feel like I'm better than that, and I feel like come back and get my degree and work on the little things that I need to improve. I feel I'd be a first-round pick, and getting a degree is special too. Nobody can't take that away from you.
Hield consulted with a number of people regarding this difficult decision, including his mom.
She's always like, buddy, you never make a wrong decision. She always let me make my decision because she believes everybody have a choice, but she know whatever decision I made since I came to America that it was not a bad decision.
Making Mama proud has always been important to Buddy, going all the way back to his days growing up in the Bahamas.
I'm sure I make my mom proud. That's fulfilling her dreams, seeing me graduate from college. So, cause she never had the opportunity to graduate from college. So I'm just walking the footsteps she never did, and I'm just trying to make her proud. I've matured a lot, a lot. Even when I go back home, everybody's like, they didn't see it in me because I was so, nobody never said this about, see the side about me, but I was always rambling around the place when I was back home, and I was always out and about, mischievous little boy, and since I came to America and come to OU, I mature a lot, because I'm in the media attention, so I got to watch what I do. And
Sooners fans will be glad to see Buddy back on the court knocking down three-pointers for OU, but he can do more than just shoot from the outside. Nice.
On the court, you know, you got a pure shooter. He can do everything. He gonna score the ball, and you know that. And he always talking, and it translates off the court. You know, he the same person every day, and that's what's great about him. Is, you know, he gonna give you hard work, and he can be fun. He can play games, and he just fun to be around.
Maybe Buddy's biggest play last season was on the defensive end with this block against Dayton that helped the Sooners reach the Sweet 16. So what's in store for his senior season?
Go to the Final Four. That's my expectation, to win the Big 12 and go to the Final Four. That's been my main goal from day one, and that's been on my heart, and I sure it's been I've been preaching all some of the guys to get to the Final Four. You know, that's the missing piece, and just going there and win a championship. I feel like that's our destiny this year. That's to go take Final Four or bust for us, and this is my last year, so I want to go out in a huge bang. So that's probably it.
The Final Four? That would be fun. Lindy Simpson, Sooner Sports Pad.
Thanks, Lindy. Buddy will get his first shot to show off his senior skills in November, but Mason and Haley are standing by with soccer's Laura Rayfield and Shiloh Price. Go for it, guys.
All right, guys, thanks for joining us.
It's good to have you guys here.
We're excited to have you. All right. Shiloh, I'll ask you first. How would you grade you guys' performance as a team so far this season?
I think we're really rolling right now, and I think we're on to something really good. And I think if we keep playing how we have been competing, we're going to finish the season strong.
This is for both of you guys. You have Baylor, Texas, and TCU coming up. Which game are you looking forward to the most?
I think we always look forward to the next game we're going to play, and we always take it one game at a time. And we always talk about how every game is like a championship. So we're going into this weekend, and we're getting excited for it. And I mean, it's always when you have in conference play, all the teams are around you, so it's kind of like every game's a rivalry game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, you guys are ranked second in the Big 12, only allowing .76 goals per game. You guys are playing really well defensively. Did you expect to play this well defensively at the beginning of the season?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we had a lot of returners in our back line, and something our team prides ourselves on is keeping a clean sheet, because if we can keep a clean sheet defensively, then our offense can focus on going and scoring their goals and doing their job. So it really is a really good balance.
That's right. Well, what's a personal goal for both of y'all for the rest of the season?
I think just to keep competing every day. I mean, we talk about hard work, and so if we can each day, every day, put in our best effort and work hard, that's what we kind of pride ourselves on as a team.
Yeah, and if we do the hard work, then the results will come with it, because the harder you work, the luckier you get. And I mean, last year we got to a Big 12 championship on our hard work, so hopefully it'd be great to win one.
All right, well, what do you guys both like to do when you're not playing soccer?
Oh, yeah.
During season, relaxing. Not a lot of downtime.
We like to go to the movies. A lot of us go to the movies.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think Ashley has yum. Ashley has an audience question for you guys.
I've got one more question for you. This one comes from Ryan. Alex Morgan was chosen to be on the cover and represent the U.S. women's soccer team alongside superstar Leo Messi, and she was the first woman to appear on an EA Sports FIFA cover.
All right. Who would you guys want to be standing next to if you got to be on the cover of FIFA?
Ooh, that's a good question.
See, that's a good question. A lot of hard-hitting journalistic questions on Sooner Sports Pad.
That is hard. I'd say Alex Morgan.
Okay. Very cool.
Laura, on the spot.
If it was any player, I'd have to go with Cristiano Ronaldo.
That's exactly what I agree.
There's a whole lot of girls right here.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, guys. Well, don't go anywhere, because coming up next, we're playing dynamic duos with Laura and Shiloh. Back right after this. Welcome back to Sooner Sports Pad. It's now time for dynamic duos. You heard earlier from Shiloh and Laura taking control on the field, but now we're going to test how well these two know each other off the field. I'm going to ask Shiloh a series of questions. She's going to give the most fitting answer for Laura. Shiloh, don't worry, the audience is going to be helping you out as well.
Good.
Are y'all ready? Ready?
All right, let's go.
All right, let's do this. Question number 1. Who is Laura's favorite U.S. women's soccer player? Is it 1, Alex Morgan, 2, Hope Solo, or 3, Abby Wambach? We might have gotten a hint in this one in the interview, you know? So that might have helped us out. We're seeing some 3s. Audience, you're not very helpful. Oh, there we go. We're seeing all of the above.
on.
We almost got it.
All right,
We got
it's
it.
a tough one.
We're good. We got
You got the answer?
Yes.
I got it.
Okay.
Out of those three, Alex Morgan?
It's okay.
There's still
It's okay.
more.
Yeah,
You've got time. You've totally got time.
We
All
got
right,
this.
question number 2. What is this West Coast native's favorite outdoor activity other than soccer? 1, wakeboarding. 2, skiing and snowboarding. Or 3, surfing. She lives kind of by the lake, the ocean. Is she a surfer?
All right, we got it.
This is hard. It's wakeboarding.
Okay, we'll go with wakeboarding.
All right. 1 out of 2. So you're doing good. You're gonna bring it up now. Okay. What is Laura's guilty pleasure TV show? Is it 1, Keeping Up with the Kardashians, 2, Chopped, 3, The Blacklist, or 4, Friends? Audience? Between Blacklist and Friends. Blacklist and Friends.
I'm gonna
Ready?
say Friends.
Oh, yeah. From the audience.
I like it. Okay. If Laura could travel anywhere in the world, where would she go tomorrow? 1, France. 2, Spain. 3, Greece. Or 4, Italy. I would go all of the above, but that's not an answer. So that's hard. We've got a lot of Italies and Frances. Spain. Okay, we've got an answer.
We got an answer.
Spain.
3, Spain.
Oh, man.
2 out of 4. Okay, you're gonna win this one.
Okay.
Last question. If Laura won the lottery, what would she buy? An island, an NFL team, a private plane, or a yacht?
I got this.
Oh, no.
That one actually.
Yeah. All right, I see lots of. What's your answer?
An NFL team.
An NFL team.
She got it.
Oh! Ended on a high note. Thank you so much for